I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And I want everyone to relax because climate change, my friends, is a hoax. It is not happening. Yeah, all this stuff that the libs are bitching about is a bunch of fake news. As a matter of fact, I wish you would show me one piece of proof that climate change is happening. Just one. Go ahead.
If we don't take action, the collapse of our civilizations and the extinction of much of the natural world is on the horizon.
It was the hottest year on Earth since modern record keeping began in 1880.
During September, the Arctic sea ice also reached its lowest extent ever.
According to a new report, experts say that we have until 2030 to avoid catastrophe.
For our climate, for our security, for our future, we need nature.
Holy shit, it's happening, people. We are on a slow, coal-burning train to extinction town, and the thing is, it's not going to be merciful like with a lights-out nuke attack or a virus that liquefies your insides and makes you crap your liver. No, this is going to be a multiple-decade slow killing that makes you wish for a merciful beheading of you and your grandchildren. And the thing is, we deserve it. Since 1896, Swedish scientists have known that carbon dioxide in the atmosphere would cause global warming. But the Swedish flip-flop lobby kept a lid on it. In the 1930s, scientists were actually measuring the temperature increase, but the sunscreen people kept slathering on the SPF, STFU. By the 1960s, they were measuring the increase in ice melt in Antarctica. But our policy was, penguins can't eat them, so they could suck it. In 1977, Exxon's research proved that climate change was happening, but the president of Exxon made a statement. Actually, they hid the study after Exxon's own scientist James Black proved global warming was happening. As James said in 1977, in the first place, there is general scientific agreement that the most likely manner in which mankind has influenced the global climate is through carbon dioxide release from the burning of the fossil fuels. A year later, Black told Exxon's management committee that Exxon doubling CO2 gases in the atmosphere would increase average global temperature by 2 or 3 degrees. Present thinking holds that man has a time window of 5 to 10 years before the need for hard decisions regarding changes in energy strategies might become critical. Simply, if we don't do something, humanity is going to get bent over a table and violated like Ned Beatty.
Come on, squeal, squeal.
See, once Exxon knew that the fossil fuel industry was hugely responsible for the killing of the planet, they sprang into action and hid the report, and then spent millions on a disinformation campaign, including lobbying to get us out of the Kyoto Climate Agreement. Now we're out of the Paris Agreement, and since then, Exxon has spent $30 million on campaigns to promote disinformation. In one of the memos, it actually says, "Victory will be achieved when the average person is uncertain about climate science." I mean, I think that's what they said. I'm actually uncertain about it. According to NASA, 18 of the 19 hottest years on record have happened since 2000. It's 2019. That's 18 out of 19. Now, I don't know what percentage that is, but I know it's at least 50%. Water's running out in some cities, submerging others. Wildfires, Category 5 hurricanes are more frequent. Blizzards are bigger. Rains are heavier. Droughts are longer. And us humans are way stupider. It's a perfect storm of perfect storms. And our president, Obiso Duscellini, is killing auto emission standards because he's a stable genius. But don't worry, people. It'll be fine. We have until next Thursday to get on this shit. To quote my personal Jesus, George Carlin,
The planet is fine. The people are fucked.
Truth is a bitch, isn't it? I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. It really is this time. Coming up next, PZE and the lovely Bombshell Ray. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. Climate change is what we're dealing with today. With me, as always, to the right, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And across the table, our sidekick, our producer, our gopher, PZE.
Easy.
Is that what gopher? Oh,
I don't know.
Like a literal gopher.
I think that was a groundhog.
It was a
more of a
groundhog,
groundhog. I think
or a
so,
prairie
too.
dog.
And under the table,
Bill
Christopher
Murray.
Titus's gum.
Yes, thank you. I just stuck my gum under the table. That's what we do. And by the way, just so you know, Brett Hume did the same thing for many years, as did Dan Rather. They said that when Dan Rather left, under the table was a wad of gum. Looked like someone had stuck a manatee to the bottom of the desk.
Disgusting.
wow.
Dan Rather, big gum chewer. Disgusting human being. So, just did the Armageddon update about climate change. I got to be honest. Here's what I don't get. If something else, this is going to kill all life on the planet. Like we have 85 species or 160 species a day dying off of stuff. And that Swedish girl, that kid from Norway is out of control.
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg, I think is how
that
they've
kid.
been saying
That
it.
we got to put a clip of her in.
Yeah.
That kid is out of control.
She's
I saw that.
on the Hill today and tomorrow. Tomorrow she gives speeches. Today she's with different committees. And she actually at one point today said, and I was like, oh, she said, the problem is that you continue to say that you will work on it and you continue to do nothing. And I was
here's
like,
How old is she?
16.
Nah.
But she started this at like 12, though. Here's what's really cool about this kid. Certain people have a certain presence. Remember the girl who the Taliban tried to kill her, and then she ended up speaking to the UN?
Yes.
There's certain, and I by the way, I just want to point out, it's women, strong young women that are kicking ass.
Yeah.
This kid, there's something about this Norway kid. Like, usually I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Now, I watch this kid and I'm like, oh my God, we're all going to die. There's something that she has that makes me go, well, it's over. It's all over.
Well, the thing that's great about her, number one, is that she's a kid, you
Right.
know? And so she's saying that she feels the urgency because it's her generation that's actually going to
Die.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
feel-
Die.
Well, I
They're
wasn't
gonna-
going to say that, but that too.
But they're going to
The other thing is that she puts her money where her mouth is. She has Asperger's. She has trouble being in the spotlight. She has trouble in large crowds. And she came over here on a zero emissions sailboat.
Jeez.
Without her
Across
parents
the ocean.
or anything, she just
Jeez.
crossed the ocean to say, "Hey, you
Do
know,
it.
I'm not just saying do it. I'm doing it."
Yeah, she didn't
right?
private jet over.
She did not.
Yeah, she was not Matt Damon taking his private jet to help get water to people that don't have clean water. The cool thing about this girl is that, and she was on Trevor Noah. This is why I'm bringing her up. And we love Trevor Noah. We watched it, and and she goes, "What was it like getting to New York after being on that sailboat?" And this kid, without trying to be funny, was hilarious. She was like, "Oh well, you're in the ocean and it's quiet and there's nothing." And then I woke up one day and I smelled something. It was New York City.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
And the people here speak very loud. That's what
Yeah,
she
he
yeah,
said.
yeah,
It was the most subtle shade ever thrown on New York City. There was no
Polite shade.
No, yeah, it was very, 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 very classy. So we're screwed. So here's the thing. So today, Trump is in. By recording this on Wednesday, Trump is in California, and he's killing California's right to actually have its own emission standards. Here's what that means, people. Now, I'm a car guy. So, by the way, emission standards, when they first came down, all they did was kill the horsepower on cars. Okay, that's was. Like, you could get a car that was at V8 and it put out 130 horsepower because it had all this smog crap on it. And what I did when I got my 77 Oldsmobile from my dad, he gave me his car. I took all the smog off of it and I increased the horsepower exactly 23 horsepower. Oh, and I flipped the lid of the air cleaner over, so it didn't add any horsepower, but the car went from dead quiet to when you hit the
Did
gas.
your dad
Sounded
give you
fast.
that car? You didn't have to.
No, I
that
paid
doesn't
for it.
sound
No.
right.
He did not give it to. No. I paid $1,800 for that car.
That's what I thought.
I-
I wasn't sure, but something
Yeah.
hit me in my gut. Like that doesn't sound.
Yeah, well, Ken Titus gave.
Yeah,
no. If you
no.
if you're his kids, if he'd give other people stuff, he was salesman. He would give
That's
anything
the
you want to sell
saddest
something.
statement ever.
Well,
If
yeah.
you weren't his kids.
He wanted. I was
You
buying my own
weren't
school.
related to him.
I bought my own school clothes at 12 years old. I bought my first bike, my Huffy motocross bike. I think I was 8 or 9. I had to pay for it myself.
How'd you pay for that?
Christmas money and lawn mowing money.
Oh,
Thing is that we didn't have a power lawnmower. We had one of this. It was a half a lawnmower.
Oh, it was the push ones that just.
Yeah, but it was half. It wasn't even a full wide. It was like this wide. So you basically mow 2 inches, then you'd move it over an inch,
yeah.
mow another inch, mow it, and It was Eli Whitney was on the side of it. It was an actual Eli Whitney. He did the cotton gin, then he did these shitty lawnmowers. That's exactly what he did.
That guy that I used to date, the Canadian baseball player guy, his brother was not as intelligent, and his brother dated a girl who was really not as intelligent, this blonde chick.
And really?
And
a lot of extra not in that.
They had one of those push things, and the dad had said to mow the lawn, and we came home. This was in Canada, and they were out there with scissors.
Ooh.
No joke. Like it sounds
it was
like
so hard.
something out of a that was hard. And so Jen, the girl's name, had this idea that if they just got scissors from the kitchen, they could just cut this little front yard. So
she cut the whole front yard.
It took
with
him
scissors.
a long time.
They're probably still doing it.
There were 2 of them. So yeah, not smart. Just saying, not smart. That's when you
and that's the exact reason why we're letting climate change continue, because people in our country are stupid enough to mow lawns with scissors.
It's us. That's the thing.
We can wrap it up now. We don't even have to explain it anymore.
Greta said that. She said that in my country, we discuss it as a problem and how to fix it. She said, in your country, you fight over whether or not it is a problem. And I thought, oh, right. We're the idiots.
Yeah, she said something about these are facts. And that you guys don't believe. She's really great at you could just see she's so subtle at just calling it out, and there's no anger in it, and it, which makes it really funny. But it's got to really piss off people that want it to stay the same.
Well, this is what I keep saying this, and I can't sound this horn loudly enough. But we all learned from science that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, no, everybody.
I don't believe that.
Everybody believed that. Nobody argued that.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Nobody argued that. We all put that on the test and got A's.
Yeah, we did.
So,
our teacher said we were right.
Right, and also, I mean, you can look everywhere. You can do this at home. You can put something in Coca-Cola and leave it sitting overnight.
Yeah.
Things cause chemical reactions. You can see what's happening to cancer rates now that we have so much chemicals in the environment, in our water and everywhere, and in our food.
Yeah, and a Roundup in our food.
Monsanto now is being sued in a class action lawsuit because they have proven finally that Roundup causes cancer, which we've been saying forever.
There's some little info that Bombshell knows. She went to this place, went to the spa when her mom was sick.
It was not a spa, but that's nice of you to say. It was nothing
It was
like
not
a
spa at all. They had salad all day. You lost a ton of weight, but you never felt healthy.
You do not have any spa-like treatments. You have something put up your butt, and they shoot wheatgrass up your butt. It is not
what? It's a detox
spa.
center.
Yes,
yeah.
But they wheatgrass
not a
up
drug
your butt.
detox, but a detox from chemicals and food, and it's raw vegan. Anyway, I took my mom.
Some people's colon have 20 pounds of spackler paste.
It's
that
true.
commercial. So
you come out of that enema skipping. You're like, woo!
like, I'm way faster. So they said that Monsanto actually invented a Roundup Ready seed. So the Roundup was already in the seed.
So they taught us this. They didn't say it. It's commonly known. Farmers can purchase what's called Roundup Ready. So if you're eating wheat anywhere in a restaurant or anywhere that does not say organic, it has Roundup in it, because non-organic seeds produced by Monsanto are called Roundup Ready because it would take the farmers longer to thresh because the wheat stalk stands straight up. So when they bring the combine, it just took longer. So they would spray the field with Roundup and then they would thresh it. Well, now Monsanto has GMO'd that seed.
We cut out the middleman. Yep. We've cut out the cancer middleman and put it directly in the seed.
They put the Roundup in the seed, the wheat seed, called Roundup Ready. You can look online and read about it, so that the wheat grows and weeps over, so that it's faster. They can thresh it and harvest it faster.
So, which the nutrition of it would be chate.
Yeah,
as the French say.
That is, do they?
Yeah,
indeed.
It would be chate. So basically, the strong wheat that's organic, that sticks straight up, is a little more of a pain in the ass. So they put poison in it. So it kind of so the weed's
faster,
like, oh,
funny.
I can't even. This is bullshit.
Imagine what it does to your body if it makes a. So anyway, my whole point being that,
and this is okayed by the government.
But there's now a class action lawsuit because once enough people die, that's the sad part. They know they're going to die, but they're going to make enough money, like the OxyContin makers. Once enough people die, a class action lawsuit starts. They file for bankruptcy, and everybody moves on.
And because it's in the seed, can't they claim it's all natural, not organic? Because it grows
probably
in the seed on label, and that might
and it's
trick
not
people.
organic.
And it's not.
They couldn't call it organic because it wouldn't.
But they may say all natural.
I've heard that,
which is some vague ass shit. It's not even a standard.
It grows.
Well, natural, like when you see
that hat is all natural.
When you see natural flavor on a can of something, it's not regulated by the FDA.
That's
it could be anything.
Yeah.
You know, it could be poop. I hope it's not.
Which is all natural, by the way.
But my whole point being that, okay, so I was thinking, I've been saying this forever, right? So that it's an obvious cause and effect, right? So we know, wouldn't we know logically that the planet would suffer from all
poisoning
of this
from poisoning it.
And so who you have to then go, okay, next step, who would benefit from saying it doesn't? It's not happening. And the only people that would benefit are the people putting the chemicals in the environment.
Right. So wait a minute.
Who lobby and put that money into the pockets of congressmen like Mitch Flappy Jack.
Moscow Mitch.
Yep. People like that. And those are the people that are screaming from the rooftops that it doesn't exist. Buy more gas.
Open more coal mines.
You know, yes.
Yeah.
I was just looking at a picture of Trump this week at the rally holding up a sign that says Trump digs coal. I mean, it's like...
So here's the thing. My favorite thing about this guy is... So here's how you know that it's time for a Green New Deal. It's time to actually go to renewables, because his only thing that he says is, if the wind stops blowing, TV turns off. President Science.
Wow.
He's the dumbest guy ever.
He's enforcing this in California, though, with the emissions, though, right now.
He is saying that, okay, so here's what happened. So when I was a little kid in Los Angeles, and this, by the way, goes directly to climate change. When I was a little kid, I lived down with my mom when I was a little kid, and then I lived with her when I was between like 11 and 13. And they had smog days. You know, today's a smog day. We had smog alerts all the time. And if you went out, like right now, it's August or September, so it would be smog alert time. And if you went out in the playground and you ran for 15 minutes on a recess, you'd go back in the classroom like, and the sky, you can pull pictures of it, of LA Basin. It looks like it's hazy and foggy all the time, but it was smog. So California decided it was so bad. What they did was we started our own emission standards. And for a while, you couldn't buy an out-of-state car and bring it to California because the emission standards on the other 49 states were different than California's. Then they realized that California's emission standards, because we had General Motors plants and stuff here, were actually better and more fuel efficient and more power because of the technology they were using, that the entire country started adopting California's level. So we had smog days. If you look at LA now, we don't even have smog days anymore. Very rarely do we have it. It's because California emission standards. The reason that like cars have here's what I don't get. He keeps saying that we're going to pull the emission standards so the cars can be better and safer. Well, it's not going to be. Number one, it's going to kill more people because more pollution. But number two, right now, you can go buy a Dodge Challenger that's got 800 horsepower and puts out less emissions than a Toyota did in 1977. So what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
Like, how dumb is this guy? I guess there's no limit. I guess there's no unlimited. How dumb is this guy? Unlimited.
He's actually, as of today or yesterday, calling for the Fed, this is in a tweet, to lower the interest rates to 0 or less.
Or less than zero.
Less than 0.
Because you know what that is.
Impossible.
So when you ask how dumb, that's what I submit to you. Oh, what exactly what
you're
you would
paying
expect.
us in money?
Yeah. That's what he said.
Listen. We're gonna approve this loan, and we're giving you $20 for every 100 that you borrow. All right, but that's it. It's the best deal we're giving you. Your credit's not that good.
And that should really boost the economy.
Yeah.
I really love that.
If the banks are just handing out money, you know that if that's the way this guy thinks, it is any surprise for casino bankruptcies, couldn't sell water, steak, or vodka. It's not surprising when you hear the dumb shit he says. Yeah, dude, no wonder that you're a failure. His dad gave him $300 million when he died, and he's worth like $1 billion. They said he's only worth $700 million. That's what they said. And that's why, by the way, a lot of people think he did something horribly criminal with his taxes. The reality is, I think, it's going to come out that he's only worth like $500 million, and he's going to lose his shit.
He doesn't want to be seen that way, right?
Well, that would mean
that he lost all that money. No, that's not why he's hiding them. It's because
crime family shit.
Yeah.
They already
yeah, peasy. Yeah.
Already, somebody at Deutsche Bank, who is an unnamed source, has said that there are Russian oligarchs who co-signed on his business loans. So he doesn't want his... of course not. I mean, then we know. I mean, we know already, but then we really know. Then the dumb people are going to have to come up with a new thing to say over and over that doesn't make any sense to cover their ass.
He'll come up with it. Well, he already came... What was the new one? He just came up with... You said it. He was blaming Obama. Oh, he wants to investigate Obama's book deal. He wants the DOJ to investigate Obama's book deal.
No, Netflix deal.
And Netflix deal,
that
both.
He got
For what
after
reason?
he left office.
Because it's the emoluments clause. Because he's getting attacked for the emoluments clause for his hotel. So he said, well, yeah, what, Obama made money because of the presidency? No, dick face. He was gone. He was out.
So he got mad. He goes,
Wow.
that's ridiculous. It doesn't matter. He's not even president. Of course he's going to get... And I said, no, what he's doing is... So a judge just greenlit the emoluments case. Because do you know what that is? It's because he's been profiting off of being the president, basically.
Yeah.
It's
He didn't
actually
divest...
It's against the Constitution to make money as president.
He didn't divest interest in his companies. He's still running his companies. He's sending the military to stay in
At
his
his hotel.
Scottish
I noticed
resort.
that. Yeah.
He's bidding
Always
on
at his
the
resorts.
G7 for Miami property. So a judge greenlit that case.
Okay.
That afternoon, he started tweeting that he was going to have the DOJ look into Obama's Netflix and book deal. And he goes, that's ridiculous. And I said, no, don't you see what he's doing? Because the dumb people aren't going to go see what the law is or try and think through it. They're just going to remember that soundbite. Obama did it too. He's talking to them. He's never talking to us.
It should just be, that should be his campaign slogan for 2020. Obama did it too.
But Obama.
What about
Also,
Obama?
he golfed. You know, he likes
Trump
golfing.
2020. What about Obama? You mean the guy that's been gone for like ever, and his family is happy, and he's got his wife, and he didn't cheat? I'm sorry, I'm not getting into it. Climate change. Let's get back to this. So, give me, what does it look like window wise before we're totally fucked on climate change? Can you look that up? Because this guy said,
should we guess and then look it up?
No. So here's the thing. So here's what this guy said. The guy. So when I was reading the Armageddon update, Exxon's own dude said, and he looks a lot like Beaker from the Muppets. Exxon's own dude basically said, guys, we got about in 10 years, we have 5 to 10 years to get on this, or else it's going to get bad. That was in 1977. We are so fucked.
You can go to climate.nasa.gov. NASA, I think.
NASA. Fake news. Fake news, NASA.
Okay, so what they do is they take a space shuttle up into the sky, and then they look down, and they take pictures, and then they compare the
samples,
pictures.
and they take samples.
That too,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to start basic.
Okay, pictures. So there's pictures. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Who's up there with the camera?
Like, exactly.
Yeah, right. That's what, how you gonna get a guy with a camera up? Yeah, right.
It's Obama and
With
Hillary.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy.
So you can go and you can click on the word facts. And for example, the latest measurement...
I'm going to decide what the facts are.
Those are alternative facts. The latest measurement of CO2 in the air is 412 ppm. So if you look...
Parts per million.
And then if you can click on a button that says download data that shows you how they arrived at that. And in 2006, it was 360. So... it's already it's rapid.
That's a huge percentage.
If you look at the graph, it goes.
There's a carbon dioxide map they show too online. It shows the levels changing within 10 years.
If you let's say you just go back, it depends on how far you go back. But if you let's say you go back 1,000 years, because they can do the core samples.
Oh yeah.
And you look at that graph, it goes, it just goes straight up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the increasing. We're and people don't get it. What will happen is, I mean, hurricanes. We've had what, 5 Category 5 hurricanes.
A lot on NASA's website about fires, about how because the planet is heating up, drying out, how much more prone we are to bad fires, which we're already seeing.
Yeah,
we burned down half of California. We actually had Northern and Southern California on fire at the same time last year. I don't remember that ever being happening.
No, and I don't remember ever someone saying, "Oh, that town is gone."
Yeah,
Paradise.
Right.
Oh, it's gone. No, it's like, but there's.
What did he call it? Pleasure.
He's such an idiot. He said if we just raked the forest.
We got to rake the forest again. The guy has more insight. They burned down Paradise, and all that's left is a parking lot. Paradise is gone. That's weird. But what a weird metaphor for our country right now. Paradise is burnt to the ground. Yeah. That's what it feels like. I don't know what to do. We drive Teslas. We're lucky enough in life to be able to afford a Tesla. You drive a tiny little car that doesn't use a lot of gas.
It doesn't.
I also have a Hemi pickup truck that I don't drive often. It's not good.
I told him yesterday.
It's not balancing. I'm not balancing. I'm trying to earn my credits.
I told him yesterday, I don't think you should. Right, everybody? Right? Everyone's going to write in and be like, hey, Nate,
Tesla truck.
I know.
Well,
I know they're coming out with one.
Sure,
Tesla's coming out next year, right?
No, they're going to show it in November. Hopefully, it'll be out with Elon Musk's time. Okay, so Elon Musk said, yes, I'm going to have the truck come out very soon in a year. 4 years later, the truck will hit the road. That's how it's going to work with Elon Musk.
With flamethrowers.
Yeah, flamethrowers. If only.
So, planet's average surface temperature has risen about 1.62 degrees since the late 19th century, which doesn't sound like a lot. However, and this is mostly because of carbon dioxide and human-made emissions. But most of the warming occurred within the last 35 years, with the 5 warmest years on record ever taking place since 2010. So, what they're seeing is an exponential speed up. Is that a technical term?
They said that NASA said that the last since 2000 we've had 18 of the 19 hottest years in ever.
Yeah,
like
ever.
Yeah,
ever.
We all sound really technical.
Yeah,
we're making up words.
It's okay. We're not the president.
Ever.
I can make words up. I can say things twice. What did he say? He said,
actually, you sound much more presidential.
You sound more scientifical to me.
Scientifical. God damn
it! Oceans are warming up.
That was a bad day. That was scientifical. Was a bad day.
Oceans are warming up. You can go see all this on
which is going to kill
website.
people. Don't understand. So if people go, yeah, we're more on 2 degrees. Well, here's what's going to happen. The entire world is based on an ecosystem that's interconnected. It works together like this. You raise the temperature of the oceans, there's a bunch of species that are going to die off. When those species die off, the fish that eat those species aren't going to have food anymore. Yeah. So they're going to die off, get sick. They're going to go extinct. Then it goes up the food chain to the bigger fish. They don't have any food anymore. They're going to die off. People don't understand that we're fucking ourselves hard. And no one's doing anything about it. And our country and these rich, old, fucking loose-faced white men keep just keep tapping the brakes. You know why? Because nothing's going to happen to them. Yeah. They all have their bunkers. They live in old missile silos. So when the bombs drop, they're going to be fine. That's the saddest part. You know what the saddest part to me is that when the missiles do drop, it's actually just going to be the same old flappy-faced white men that are going to be alive because they're the only ones who could afford to keep themselves safe. Plus, they knew the missiles were coming. They didn't tell us. We're all gone. Hi. I'm Christopher Titus. To all you flappy-faced old white men, kill yourselves.
By the way, this whole thing was predicted by the movie WALL-E. Because do you remember what's left? Do you remember any black people or Asian people floating around on those chairs that carried them around? Think about it.
That sounds bad. Were there some? I don't know.
Yes, I think there was 1 or 2 black people in WALL-E. I think, yeah.
I don't think
people.
We're gonna get a response.
I want to. Please tell me there are black and brown people in the movie WALL-E, because there isn't. Whew. Yeah, that's really bad. No one caught that?
Did you see
there's
it?
There's got to be some. I did.
And they're big blobs. They're flappy-faced white people. They can't even walk anymore.
They're all in rascals.
Yeah, floating
rascals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We watched WALL-E with my mom.
I love it. That's a great movie.
I love that movie too.
Movie.
It's so good. He got my mom high, and then
we told
she, I don't know, but then she got mad at us and made us take it, and we had no tolerance. And I was like, listen, I don't feel anything. And this was when she was sick. And half an hour later, we're all sitting on her bed that he had just bought her.
She had a king bed.
Holding hands, watching
We're all holding hands, and no one's saying anything. We're just like... This is awesome.
It was the best
popcorn
movie
and the
ever.
best popcorn I've ever had in my
Oh
life.
man. Anyway. Yes.
So
It's got to be. Yeah.
So we've got. So here's
shrinking ice sheets.
Shrinking ice. Almost got. They said it's a 50-year melt.
Just to give you an idea,
they
Greenland.
said no, it's 50 years early. They said that the ice. It's 50 years early.
Yes. Greenland.
That's a fucking half a century.
Which Donald Trump wanted to buy last week. Lost an average of 286 billion tons of ice per year between 93 and 2016. Per year. Think about that. We can't even conceive of that. 286 billion tons of ice.
I think it was 3 times more than over a 100-year span.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying. It sped up so quickly.
And why is that important? Well, people, here's why that's important because, well, it's not that it's just like, so we can all go swimming in Norway now. No, here's the problem. All that ice, what it did was it reflected the sunlight and it reflected the heat, so that planet wasn't warming up.
Well, also decreased snow cover.
And decreased, exactly.
Well. Glacial retreat. This was, you taught me this, so explain that. I thought it's super smart. Look at the brain on you.
He has a brain.
So here's what happens. So when you have these massive ice sheets, it reflects the sunlight, keeps the heat, it keeps the planet cool. Once all that ice melts, then you got the dark ocean, which absorbs heat. So now you get this loop that just keeps heating up. It keeps heating up. There's no more ice. It keeps heating up. So what's going to happen is, and people don't get this, it's not case people. Oh, well, we've been fine since the 70s, so it went up 2 degrees. Okay. But what's going to happen is it went up 2 degrees in 30 years. It's going to go up 4 degrees in 3 years.
So that's,
and
4
then
degrees
we're
is crazy.
That's what we're looking at.
Fires.
That's what
crop
we're looking
damage, overseas.
No,
issues.
there's not going to be. They said not only that, they said because it's not cold. It's not cool enough. The plants, when they grow, they're not going to have the nutrition in it. We're going to have massive starvation. We're going to have people have no concept of what's going on. By the way, the Armageddon update's really about Armageddon again.
So people won't be in rascals that are futuristic. They'll be in wheelchairs because they're weak with their nutrition.
They can't. Yeah, just a lot of walkers and people. Yeah, a lot of falling and they can't get up and no one to help them up. That's what's going to happen.
Sea level rise. Sea level. So check the same thing about that exponential rise. So global sea level rose about 8 inches in the last century. The rate in the last 2 decades is nearly double that of the entire last century, and is accelerating every year.
And so now, just right now, without this Armageddon prediction everybody's talking about climate change, Miami during high tide. There's water coming out of the grates and shit. Yeah. It's coming out like the ocean's coming out of the fucking streets.
Yeah. It's routine now when there's a full moon that they expect the water to be coming in on the coastline.
That's not normal. Yeah. And they can't do anything. So they keep saying, well, it's good construction projects, infrastructure. We're going to build walls around it to build things. And you know what?
With that.
Yeah, it's not working out. I just, what bothers me the most is that I think people don't want to deal with the reality of it. Because, by the way, you don't have to change that much. By the way, the Tesla I'm driving is by far, and the Model 3 is totally reasonably priced. It is faster than anything I've driven. It handles better than anything I've driven. It's more comfortable. It's more technologically savvy.
The Model 3 started at 33.
Yeah, and
you
it's
can
like
finance
a
it
nice
for
one,
8 years.
A nice loaded one is $42,000.
And you can now buy used ones on the Tesla website. But I'm telling you guys, not having to go get gas is awesome. You save so much money there because, like, my friend Lash Guy Greg just put $100 in his car the other day. Also, there's no maintenance. There's no belts, hoses,
water,
fuses.
fluids to replace.
Yeah.
There's no brake pads because it's regenerative braking, which means when you let off the gas, the car slows down. There's no brake pads. So it's not that electric cars are bullshit. No, electric cars are faster. We have 100 kilowatt cars. It's 13 cents a kilowatt. It cost me $13 to fill up my whole car. What does it cost for gas?
I thought it was $5.
Well, it's 100 kilowatts. It's $13.
Are these at the Tesla stations or?
No, we plug it in our garage.
Oh, just
and then if you have a Tesla station, and we do it at night, so it's cheaper. We always charge them at night. And by the way, if you do want a Tesla, I didn't even think about this because we have them. My code is right here's my reference code right now. If you use this code right here, right now, you get I think you get like 2,000 miles of free supercharging.
Something.
Yeah, this code right here.
Text me that code.
All right, I will.
You better give it to PC.
I don't know.
I knew you could put it in. So I have a better car. The green technology is better. I don't know what they're afraid of.
Declining Arctic sea ice. Just want to keep throwing things out there. Lowest on record. You can go look at
the penguins are like,
shot.
are you serious?
Extreme events like PZ was just saying, hurricanes.
The hurricanes.
Tornadoes.
But even as recently as Hurricane Sandy, they were stunned. New York has not had anything like that. You know, we're having the fires that rage in California were by far the worst I've ever seen in my life. They couldn't put them out. They were firestorms. We're losing species. We're
ocean acidification.
Yep, that's going to kill.
Since the Industrial Revolution, the acidity of the surface ocean waters has increased by 30%. This increase is the result of us emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. More gets absorbed into the oceans. The amount of CO2 absorbed by the upper layer of the oceans is increasing by 2 billion tons every year. Wow. That's how.
So check this out. So a lot of people go, I get this a lot. Libtards, look. Libtards, kid, with snowflake. Listen, I want to just live here. Yeah. I mean, I've had hot rods my whole life. At one point, I had 13 hot rods, full-on gas guzzling hot rods. You know, I put them up. I changed them fuel injection so the emissions were less. I really did. I have one now, and it's not running. I use them so rarely. I want to live here. Like we've got, there's you can see that island. Look up this island of plastic in the ocean. There's like this.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It's like 3 or 4 miles wide now.
Yeah. Well, we should have Jake Johansen, who's a great comic. His wife works in environmental protection.
Just Phoenix.
Just Phoenix too.
She's a climatologist.
But we should have her on because she,
oh really?
The stuff she'll tell you will freak you out. Like if this isn't freaking you out,
that was a bad dinner.
Do you know that we ship our garbage to China?
Yeah, I did.
And they've started turning it away because it's so overloaded. There's nowhere to put it.
That trash island that you were talking about too, they aren't considering below the sand and how much has been, going underneath. They're just talking about surface too.
It's like this vortex of just plastic trash, and shit, right? And
so us talking about climate change doesn't get us anything. We probably won't be here when it's coming to fruition now, but when it really happens, we don't get any extra money for it. Our people that we elect don't either on the Democratic side. Who benefits financially in this fight? And that's people who have oil and gas in
Monsanto, Exxon, Chevron, BP, coal mines. By the way, any corporation that dumps shit into the water, that if they're making whatever they're making, whenever they're using to leach whatever chemicals to clean or make what they make, they can just dump it in the ocean. Trump pulled all those, like your kids are drinking this shit. Here's what I don't get. Yeah. I don't get that it's not a hard thing to say that. Oh, all right. So here's what I'd like to do. These people that are like, say this doesn't exist, I'd like to go, okay, here's a glass of water that's been filtered, like that we had to buy, because we have to buy water now. We're so, George Carlin did a bit about this. We are so afraid right now that we won't even drink the water coming out of the faucet. That's how little we trust our government.
I didn't even think about that, but I don't.
And what he said is, he goes, I love it because that means society is starting to come apart. That means that we're fraying around the edges. That means that one day that it's all going to come apart and we're going to say, fuck it. We're not believing anybody. And we're halfway through that right now. Do you believe anything that comes out of Washington?
No.
Do you believe anything a politician says? Anything?
No.
Now, when Obama was president, did you believe?
Yeah, I did.
Like you knew it was close, right?
Yeah.
Even that picture of him, like when the Bin Laden raid's going on, you look at him, he's like, you can tell he's like freaked out because two things. Number one, he knows damn well if
I don't know that I believed anything that. I mean, I think I've always thought we don't know the whole story.
Right.
You question parts, but
I agree with that. Now you're right. Area 51. We still think Area 51 something gone.
I don't think that.
There's
That's you.
There's aliens there. Shut up.
So
there's aliens there.
There's
you are
aliens
see.
There.
Thank you. There's aliens.
Don't high five.
So true.
Unhigh five.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing it. I'm sticking to that high five.
It wouldn't be a double high five to unhigh five.
No, you put your hands together and then you pull them apart vigorously.
No, and you go.
Just don't cross thumbs.
I don't like that. I want that to go. Erasing.
No.
No, you can't just slide that in like that's a fact. I love that you've been waiting 7 years to slide that in as though it were factual.
Okay, you're right. That's why they did not let anybody see it, and there's never been a picture from it. You're right.
Did you see? There hasn't. You idiot. Have you seen the guy that started the Facebook event? for Area 51.
Take over, storm Area 51.
Oh yeah, I saw
Area
that.
51 as a joke.
Yeah.
And everybody, I think they said like 6,000 plane tickets.
I was on board. I wanted to go.
Well, the guy's totally backed out. He's like, no, I was kidding. Please, I can't be responsible for those people.
I'm sure he was backed out.
I work at the Onion, you assholes.
They're like, we'll let you come see it, but you can't do the whole storm thing. That's probably what happened to the guy.
By the way, I'd like to see. I would go just to stand on the outskirts and watch what happens to the 6,000 people that try to cross that line. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah. And the weapons weren't made on Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, wow, wow.
Is that a weapon?
Vaporizer. Yeah, those are the aliens that live at the Area 51.
Yeah.
God.
That's from the Studio 51.
No, that's Studio 54.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. When they get the human bodies, they go to Studio 54. Yeah.
He can't even dumb himself down enough to play along. He's like, I'm way too smart.
He plays dumb, but he's really smart. That's the weird thing about PZ.
I don't think he comes off as dumb.
No. He plays. What's up, G? What's going, G? What's up? He does that all the time, and then you start getting and then you get into like a conversation with him. You're like, you're fucking with me. Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty. I'm not that
Maybe
smart.
He's an alien.
No, he wouldn't want to go. He'd be totally talking down Area 51 if he was an alien. He wouldn't be saying, let's go.
Or he's doing reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Aliens don't do that.
How do you know what an alien does?
They just do this, and then you go, there are no aliens. And then it's off. They clear your brain.
Why can't we ever get a sighting from someone with a full set of teeth? That's all I want to know. That's all I want. Just
do you think
Steve Greer?
All right, let's talk about this for a second. If the aliens were that smart and insightful, they would realize that they couldn't go after somebody that was really smart. They have to go after dumb people. Mm-hmm. They want to use our cattle, basically.
So
Sorry, Alabama, you're our cattle.
This is where Donald Trump got his...
Speaking of that, we'll be in Alabama next week.
Oh my gosh. We are. And I love Alabama. And please don't hurt me.
I will say this. I used to be deadly afraid of Alabama, but I broke in Amerigeddon in Huntsville. And they were awesome.
They were awesome.
Half the crowd was awesome. Half the crowd was like,
no,
we ain't gonna kill you.
I don't agree.
We're gonna cook you.
I got them laughing.
Killed.
They got it. Yeah, no, they got it. And then the second time I went back when it was finished, I got 5 standing ovations.
That time,
that's
what I thought you were talking about.
No, the first time I did when I broke it in.
It's Huntsville where all the NASA stuff is, right? Yeah. So all these really intelligent people, but they're Southern too, which I like. So, they'll throw down, they'll do shots.
As I say in Amerigeddon, rocket scientists and rednecks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And they've been mingling since the 60s.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like my family. You just described my family. So let me just throw this in there now since he did that. We
plotted the course of Alpha Centauri for the next 1,500 years, and my mama makes a damn good lizard cornbread.
Lizard corn.
Lizard cornbread.
You keep saying
you can see the special on Amazon Prime right now.
Lizard cornbread.
Can you?
I did it better than
corn lizard bread.
I like that.
Lizard bread corn. Hey y'all, come on down to the Huntsville Stand Up Live next Friday, the 27th, and Saturday, the 28th. We're gonna do 2 shows each night. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be real good. And then you can come see us on Sunday at the Birmingham Stardome. Back to you, Titus.
Corn lizards.
That was better. Guys, let's use that one. Let's use the 4th take.
Lizard cornbread.
Cornbread.
Oh my gosh, we're off this weekend.
Yay! I have to go up to
I
have to drive a long way. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know how to change people's minds about this. We have people dying with guns daily in a country and we still can't do anything. Although we got rid of vaping.
Hold on.
We got rid of vaping.
Who would benefit from saying that's not a problem? This is Rachel's Who Would Benefit segment. It's where we ask you to apply common sense to really big problems.
Wow, did you hear our views just drop? Did you hear our views? Common sense, it just went out. 0.
Who would benefit?
Yeah, who would benefit by the continued sales of weapons? I guess weapons manufacturers and ammunition salesmen.
And do they lobby and give money to presidential and
yes, Mitch McConnell got $3 million from it.
You don't say.
I do say. Wait a minute.
That would explain why so many innocent people are dying.
Yeah.
And dumb fat McFuckernut, what's his name?
I call him Obiso Duchalini.
Oh, yes.
That dude who spawned Satan, who went and was the press secretary. Mike Huckabee.
Mike Huckabee, oh,
tweeted
God.
that we're not regulating skateboards, and skateboards kill people every year.
Well, you know, the weird thing, that's valid because I remember, you remember that those guys that skateboarded in that Walmart and they killed 43 people?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? So, I mean, he's right. That's a valid point.
Yeah, they have guns on their skateboard attached.
Yeah, that's right.
Except,
And these were skateboards built for war. These are not just hand skateboards. These are skateboards built for war. What the fuck is he talking about?
Plus, you choose to get honest.
What the Huckabee is he talking about?
Those kids didn't choose to get killed by the gun. It doesn't make any sense.
There's no intentional aggression.
Dumb daughter tweeted that, ready? Our right to bear arms, ready? Is our God-given right,
Moses,
enshrined in the Constitution.
And the Lord stated unto the apostles, grab your AR-15s and go forth into the world and teach my word.
I don't think that was a thing.
Yeah, that's in there.
What was the book that I could find that in?
That's a psalm,
Armalite, Book of Armalite.
Oh, the whole book.
So like the Constitution and the Ten Commandments aren't the same thing?
Yes, they are.
Apparently, yes. Oh, yeah. Did you think they were? No.
I can't remember.
It is.
Did you see that thing that, like, here's where we've lost our minds in this country?
God-given right.
We've lost our mind because there was, someone was talking about, some religious evangelist came out and was talking about how women, the way women are treated now, women being raped, women being abused, sexually assaulted is just part of it. It's just part of being a woman. And it's their fault. They shouldn't act the way they act. It's the American Taliban.
Hi, welcome to Bombshell's head exploding.
Well, it's your fault, I think.
No. You guys know that's how the Taliban talks about their women. We have the
Haram. I wore this shirt last week.
Explain this. I love this.
I am not, and if you notice, you probably can't see. Today, I have on a shirt that says, girls can do anything.
Yes, they can. Look at how cute you are.
I am. Look at me. I bet I could. I bet I could drive a big truck if I really tried, but I don't want to because I don't want to mess up my fingernails. And my boobs get all in the way.
You're an enigma.
Can't say that anymore.
Can't say the E word.
So,
unless you're black, and then you can say it.
My mom obviously was rogue when she was in the Middle East and was teaching girls to do breast exams because they're dying over there from it because they can't show their boobs.
By the way, be clear, people. Ray's mom, Sharon, was an amazing human being. Here's what she did. She was living in the Middle East. Where women, didn't she say she was telling the story one time she was walking down the street and she was just wearing short sleeve shirt.
And she didn't have her hair covered.
And her hair wasn't covered. And man,
hair it's like a sexual arousal organ there for women, not for men. Men, you can wear whatever you want.
That's weird then. But they all have to cover their heads?
They're supposed to cover. That's why they want women to cover their arms and their. So in Kuwait, it's 140 degrees in the summer, and my mom would have to wear a long sleeve. She would not cover her hair because, as she said, "I'll be damned."
Wow.
But
every piece of a woman is, by the way, it is just a reason to rape her. You cannot show anything. I will rape you.
It's not the man's fault. So
it's the woman's fault.
Yeah, if you're desirable.
That's so bad.
That's how that works.
So
no self-control. There's no. Okay.
No. Men, you don't have that. It's our fault for tempting you. We saw a woman that was, as my mom called them, moving mountains. She was covered, and we were in New York. We landed in New York City.
Bill Markers on beekeeper outfits.
And it makes me, I can't. She was fully covered, just her eyes showing, because all of this might be desirable to someone and it would be her fault. So my mom,
she gets, yes.
Do they have banks there? Because if they don't cover their money, that's tempting me to steal.
Exactly.
Money is what he's turned on by.
If you steal anything, they cut your hand.
Yeah. I saw the money. I needed it.
My mom had a student who met a guy who was Kuwaiti in Chicago in college. He was very westernized. She married him. She went to live in Kuwait with him, which was not the best idea. And she was in my mom's graphic design class. They were assigned a project to go take pictures in the street, and they were going to work on them in class. Girl takes a picture of a street vendor. Husband finds out and locks her up for 4 weeks. She just stops coming to class. My mom is worried about her, can't get in touch with her. She finally comes back. She's obviously been beaten recently. She's still bruised. My mom ended up helping that girl escape. She got her a plane ticket, helped her, and my mom did not rest until that girl, she said, you send me a text, you get rid of that phone, and you keep going. And she did. She got her out. But one of her...
But she's literally the Harriet Tubman of Kuwait, man. So mom was not playing.
So one of her students for a project did that shirt that I wore last, I think when Josh was here. And in English, it says, I am not. And then in Arabic, it says haram, which means sin.
All women are considered sin.
We are sinful.
Just being a woman. You're considered sinful.
So that girl had to hide that project, could never sell those, could never promote it because her father would kill her. They get killed for things like that by their fathers. So it never went anywhere. And I always think, I wish I could, but I guess I don't want to give her credit.
I just feel better about my dad now. I feel like, okay, he never killed me.
Dude. So we are sinful. You sin because we cause you to sin.
To continue this, there's a news story. Look it up. There was a guy. He said the reason men have to grow facial hair, it was a Muslim guy, is because if you're clean shaven, you will bring up homosexual feelings in other Muslim men.
My mom had more male students. She said because it got to be known that she loved her. She called them my kids. She loved her kids.
She treated them with respect.
And their classes are still separate. Boys and girls can't be co-ed classes still. And these guys
2019
coming to her class all hours of the day telling her stories about homosexual experiences that they had there. She said it was constant, and they all go to Dubai for the weekend so that they can, because they can't tell anybody, and it's crazy.
Wow.
It's the weirdest the
most suppressive society, probably.
But Donald Trump loves.
Yes, he does.
Loves Saudi Arabia. Loves the prince. Best friend.
Best buddy.
Yep. So what was your point?
My point was, but no, there was another guy that said that. He said that clean-shaven men create homosexuality in Muslim men. You have to grow a beard. And I was like, it's really the worst excuse ever for going to see Brokeback Mountain with a buddy. Why would he shaved?
Did you say going to see Brokeback Mountain with a blanket?
With a buddy.
Or
with a blanket.
Blanket
Both.
You never know.
Why are you taking a blanket to the theater? Shut up. This is Philip.
Actually,
He's got a beard. I'm good.
That would be Phil. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, you have to go watch Unbelievable on Netflix. Especially women. Everybody should go watch it. Yeah. It is so good, and we found it on accident. We were like, oh, we'll try it. It covers, without saying, hey, we're covering this and we're preaching this, it's based on a true story about a serial rapist. And it'll suck you in. But they really touch on all issues that women deal with in society without saying it. But I keep, that happens all the time.
Women have a lot of tough issues to deal with, like having the rent paid and having me driving everywhere. I just wanted to see this face when she's.
All right. I'll see you. I'll see you at home tonight. You want to talk now?
Yeah.
You want to talk now?
Keep talking. That's right. Talk loud, because you're going to be saying shit later. Yeah, no, it was interesting. And stuff I've seen you deal with. Like, it's weird. Ray looks like Ray. And man, I was watching, I was on the thing today. I was watching you walk across the gym. We were at the gym today.
What were you doing on the thing today?
I was on the step mill. On the step mill.
What's
I did 30 minutes on the step mill.
Okay.
I did 30 minutes on the step mill. I was the sweatiest man in the gym.
It's covered, it's soaked, the whole thing. And in fact, you kept spraying sweat on me, or you would reach out and tap me, and
I was doing that was my sexy shake.
You Bruce Springsteen'd me with your hand. It was
that's
like
what I do.
Baywatch?
Yeah, exactly.
I do that in the middle of my step mill. I'm always like, we are a prisoner of rock and roll. I just yell that out like Springsteen every couple of minutes.
Have you ever watch him when he's on stage?
Oh,
because he wears the sweatbands.
He's
and everything.
schwitzing.
He is not schwitzing. He is schwelzing. He is like, he'll go like this to go 1, 2, and off his fingertips shoots strings of sweat, even through the sweat.
Yeah, his whole arm. It shows listen, I have seen the Springsteen rainbow, and I am not upset by it at all.
It is. No, it's good. It's a nice looking rainbow.
That's when you know it's a good show. You're like, oh, the Springsteen rainbow is here. He went like, 1, 2, 3, boom, it's Springsteen rainbow.
What is it? You know, Bruce Springsteen, the only man that women find attractive when he sweats, right? Like you have to get to a certain deity level.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, sweat, we're like, oh my God.
Yeah, but Sweaty Jesus was also pretty cool.
Sweaty Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, he probably
deity.
was.
You said deity.
He probably was.
He's worked his ass off.
Sweaty Jesus. Great name for a band.
It's probably
It is Sweaty
Holy
Jesus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Sweaty Jesus. All right. So climate change. I just don't. Here's what I want to get back to. I don't know how to get people. There's like it's pretty obvious worldwide that it's happening. I don't understand why people won't wake up to it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, are we at a point where it's not? It's inevitable now. The damage we're not going to see any.
Yeah,
in the next 500 to 1,000 years, are we going to be looking at Kevin Costner on a Waterworld?
I would say no.
Maybe, possibly.
I would say while we still have land and we can still live here, it's not too late. And that's why people
we gotta
like
turn it
this
now.
girl are begging people to stop things. So just so you know, guys, go search what Donald Trump has done for climate change. And it's like 12 major rollbacks of Obama-era policies that he wants to restart deforestation
for drilling oil
in Alaska, fracking.
To start deforestation.
Things that we stopped doing because it was causing such a horrible impact on our planet. It's just because it's Obama, right?
It has to be.
It has to be. I don't understand why the guy. He was a Democrat in 2013. And the weird thing is that I don't know what he thinks it's going to do. Is it making him more popular? Because it's sure not. It's like
it backing up his idea that climate change
like
isn't real?
We hate like everything he takes part of.
He was a Democrat until 2012.
Yes, he was, and that's the whole thing. Is I just think Obama went up at that. Here's where you can see. I think you can if you watch the clip of it. You can. I believe you can see Trump make a decision. Obama's at the correspondence dinner and he's ripping on Donald. Remember, this is because Donald told him he basically he's not a citizen. He's not a citizen. His birth certificate's fake.
I love that. You can see him in the chair.
And he motherfucks him so bad. It's the best. It's a comic. It's a comedian. Because I always thought Obama's pretty funny. Just shredding Donald Trump, who's not good at that. He's not good at insults.
Obama just said today in an interview, he said something like, presidents should not look at social media or television in order to be a good president.
It got kind of cold in here.
I don't understand what the possible benefit, what does it even matter, right? That California has stricter auto emissions regulations, that we have our own authority. Why would he block that federally? What does that help?
It doesn't. It actually gives it. All it does is make cars more inefficient. That's all it does. It actually is going to make fuel standards go down. It's going to basically, which means people can use more gas, which is going to make gas more expensive. Yeah. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And California, because we did that, California created this wave across the country that, again, we have 800 horsepower cars that have better emissions than a Datsun in 1977. Yeah. It's insane.
There's 13 states that follow California's emissions right now, and he's not only going after California.
Well, he doesn't like California.
And that's what I'm
because he lost the election by 3 million votes, and 2.5 of those are from California.
Yeah. What was his statement when he got off the plane in LAX? He was like, I have never been in a state that has this bad of a homeless problem.
Yes, he has.
Didn't he say that?
New York has that.
That's what I was going to say.
New York. You're from New York, dipshit.
They're blocking doorways.
Something like that.
They're blocking doorways and messing up messing up real estate. Well, you know, let them move in then. You let them give them a room, fucker, and then maybe they won't block the doorway.
But again, like you said, he's from New York.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's way worse.
And he just visited Baltimore.
Oh my.
Right.
You can go
anywhere. I'm sorry. He's got a place in Florida. Do you know what the homeless problem in Florida is like? Because it's hot? It's crazy. What is he talking about?
Yeah.
And no one gives a shit. By the way, we're so used to stupid now. Get mad, people. This is not normal.
I'm not used to stupid. And this was what I was going to
You married me.
Shh, you're not stupid. You're the smartest guy I know. Well, yeah. I would say our stepfather is probably...
Which I would agree with that.
He's got a few master's degrees. And
yeah, he's smarter than me.
Pretty smart.
Yeah.
Although you're more hip. Hey.
Got a hip and smart compliment today.
Wow, that's right.
Hey,
good. I'm glad you think I'm better than your stepfather. Thank you. I'm so glad I'm better looking than your stepfather. What just happened?
I meant than the general population.
Thank you.
I think he's super cute. Okay, so this was what I was going to say. What could you do? Because you can't tell people that it can't be turned around, because it can. If you're wondering what you can do, go to that NASA website. But number one, reduce the amount of gas that you burn. Super important.
We did
get
that. Tesla's
fuel-efficient car or other transportation that uses less or no fossil fuels. Trains, public transportation that a lot of people use. Bike, walk, make you super skinny. Also, buy efficient appliances that use less electricity. Look for the Energy Star. That's the EPA puts that on anything that's fuel efficient. I mean, that's electricity efficient.
But we're kind of doing all this now. Like all the appliances.
Most people aren't.
But all the appliances you buy now are all energy efficient. I think we've got that. What we need to do now.
Reduce everyday electrical use. This is something people don't think about. You leave things plugged in all the time.
Like the air conditioning?
You run lights all the time. Air conditioning. I don't run it.
Hair straightener. I leave that on.
We only use the air conditioning at night when we sleep.
Oh, interesting.
Because that house stays so cool. It's built into a hill, so we don't need it. We didn't at our old house either.
True.
And I like it cold at night, but that's the only time we run it.
Because when it's colder, it's easier to snuggle.
Unplug appliances when they're not in use. I don't know if people know this, but it burns electricity.
Oh, really?
Yes. Use compact fluorescent bulbs.
No, he's killing that too. He said LED bulbs.
I can't.
They're not mandated anymore. Do you know why? Because the light is orange. It makes me look orange. No, fucker. Light period makes you look orange.
It's pretty orange. But also, you know what's weird is like we live here, and so you have a recycling can and you have your regular can, but most places where we travel, they don't recycle. There's no, but you have a recycling place. Everybody has them. It's just not mandated by your city to put that can there.
I will say this. All this sounds like a lot of work, and I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
No, listen, you have to do it. And you can go to Bed Bath & Beyond, and they have the super cool blue recycling tub thing, and that's what I bought us, and just throw your plastic in there, and when it gets full, put it in a big bag in your garage or whatever, and take it. This is huge.
I know. No, we need to put laws on corporations that you have to continue to do. Well, Citizens United. This all goes back to Citizens United. It all goes back to Citizens United. Once they said that corporations are people, it's over. And Rick Wilson, the guy we hung out with, the political pundit, he basically just told us that it does, as long as there's enough money, they can elect fucking anybody. Yeah. That's what he said, basically.
That's not even basically. That's exactly
what he said. You're right.
Even with the F word.
Do we have a sponsor today?
Yes, we do. Today we are brought to you by Harry's.
Oh, Harry's face today. I put a new. Here's what's happening.
You're currently using the Fig body wash.
Yeah, I have the Fig body wash. I didn't know what Fig smelled like, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
Me too.
They're kind of soapy, figs. So I will say this. I put a new blade in my Harry's razor. I left my Harry's razor. I used it for a couple months. I don't change them often.
Yeah.
And it was still working. I said, it's getting a little pulley. It's been on for 2 or 3 months.
That's the thing. It still works, but you'll start to feel it grab a little more.
Little pulley.
After 4 months.
Yeah. So I put a new one on. I wanted to make love to my own face. That's how smooth and velvety it was.
Okay.
That was the ad campaign that was turned down. I sent that to Harry's. They said, what?
They instead chose join the 10 million who have tried Harry's. 10 million people. Claim your special trial offer.
And we're part of that. So what do you get if you order Harry's? People, I'm not kidding. 5-blade razors. Go get them. The handles are cool. The company's awesome. Their body wash, the soap they have is awesome. I am so on board with Harry's.
Do you know humans have been shaving for over 5,000 years? I always love Harry's talking points because they always put some tidbit of information that I didn't know about shaving. So you right now can get the trial set. You get the handle. You get the 5-blade razor. You get the lathering shave gel. Has aloe in it. And you get the travel blade cover. All you have to do is go to harrys.com/Titus.
Right here. Go see Siri. Go right here. And by the way, here's a picture of the product.
Are you going to put anything there? Or are you just going to let him look dumb?
I just squint my eyes and think, more work.
He just goes, God damn it. Just insert a picture. By
the way, I'm filming my special on February 1st.
That's right.
Here's the ticket link.
No.
Right across your boobs.
You don't have to do one. Anyway,
by the way, we need to put the ticket link right across your boobs. That would work. You want to go?
Yeah, that's funny.
No, we would sell it out. I don't know. I have to go to that show.
Because that's what I want. Never mind. We're still having that talk tonight.
You know why I'm not going to get hired on Saturday Night Live? Because I just said that.
Oh my gosh. So, he's relevant, Christopher Titus. He's of the moment. Go to Harry's though, because they have that peppermint face wash, and I don't know. We don't get paid to promote these products. We just love them.
The face scrub.
And the body wash and the soap.
Here's how good let me tell you how good the face scrub is. I had the tube, but it was empty. And I did that thing where you ever get like you want to get,
you roll it.
And I was like, no, I grabbed the edge of the thing. I was like, I was doing everything I could, like
and
as
still
much.
didn't throw it away.
I was hoping I put it upside down. Yeah, exactly. Slice it open with a good box cutter.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Harry's product. So good to use a box cutter to get the last fucking molecule.
And also brought to you by Kettlebell. So this is a new advertiser. Yep. I'm super excited about this one because you guys know that I used to do fitness competitions, and I'm very big on readily available food to keep you on your program. You know what a big deal that is. If you don't have stuff made, if you guys don't meal prep, you're going to go down the tubes.
Right. It's impossible to keep up with it.
Well, no, it's because then you're hungry and you're looking for food. Right. And so then you start just pounding everything. Yeah. So they sent us a box of this, and it comes in the most legit industrial keep this stuff cold box. It's like a cooling blanket it comes wrapped in.
But then the stuff, the way it's packaged, it's foam, and and here's what I'll say. It's not just fitness people. Like, listen, we are working too hard. What they're saying is that some people are working 2 and 3 jobs. You don't have time to cook sometimes. And this kettlebell stuff, I've had 4 or 5 of them already. It's filling. It's just enough. It's not to where you're not overdoing it. The food's always quality. And I have to be honest, man, it's so good to have it because God, I need something good to eat. And instead of grabbing a bar or something stupid, I go, oh, holy shit, a meal. And I get that, and it was awesome.
They have breakfast too. You ate the eggs. So I did try that one.
How many do they provide per?
So you can either order a plan, or you can just order a la carte. Like, I want this, I want this, I want this. They're extremely affordable. I was really surprised. I went on the website, yes. And it's like a main thing, like bison burgers, which are super high in protein, low in fat, with a vegetable and then sweet potato oven fries. I mean, it's like a full meal.
String beans were badass.
You don't have to track your macros. They do it for you. And what's great about it is you can look on the label. The label is on the top.
They track your macros.
Yes. How many calories am I eating?
He works out so hard.
I knew he would.
Did you hear what they track your macros?
Yeah. So if you want to know how many calories you're getting, it tells you, and you can just track that, and it gives you everything else.
Kettlebell, good food.
You can do keto, you can do vegetarian, which I want to try, Whole30 and paleo options. They have all of that for all of the diets that people are doing right now, and also love it because it was founded by 2 Army veterans. That's great. Stepdad, Army veteran, and their brothers. So all you guys have to do, whatever your goals are, you can go on the website and pick it out, tailor it for yourself. Go to kettlebellkitchen.com, enter code Titus for $50 off of your first 2 orders for new customers. So $50 off your first 2 orders, kettlebellkitchen.com. Titus is your promo code. That's insane. That's a killer deal. Yeah. I just saw this deal and I thought, I'm going to have to order.
All right, we've really done a good ad.
I'm sorry, I'm very excited.
Yeah, me too.
These were 2 great companies.
Can you put in your grams of what grams you want for fat and protein and carbs on your macros?
Just look at it.
Or you just look at it and order
it. You can just look at it, and then do you have a macros?
And now, from sea to shining sea, and continent to continent, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Ray bringing you the Bombshell News.
So it breaks it all down.
Holy God.
So when can I order this?
You can do it now, and you get $50 off your first 2 orders.
I do have to admit, the food was really good.
There. That's all I wanted. People are getting fillers and Botox to rid themselves of resting bitch face.
Oh, no.
Thank God. Thank God.
I don't think it's going to work.
It'll make our trip to the Atlanta airport a lot easier.
I don't get...
Everybody behind the counter at the Atlanta airport, when you go get food, they're just like,
oh, man.
Can I help you?
But now they'll have a forced look on their face.
Now it'll be like this. Can I help you? Yeah, that's worse. It's way worse.
What would a lot of fillers, it would be like... Oh, I love when you try and make your lips look big. Do that.
I can't. You can't. Ready? That's it. That's all I got.
It looks like duck face.
By the way, someone with those lips, you don't get them. It's like you're like making fun of retarded children. Like the lips you have.
You can't say that word either.
Children?
No. Yes.
Wow.
I got some lips.
You look like you're crying.
Let me see your non-duck face. I mean, your non-resting bitch face.
Oh. If
what
it was
would you
forced,
look like after you got all this work done?
Like I'm mad, but I'm trying to be happy.
Wow,
that's serial killer shit right there. That's resting Ted Bundy face.
Well, I'm trying to look happy and mad at the same time.
That is crazy.
Be careful. Be careful what you get and who you go to, especially in some smaller Midwestern towns. Yeah.
Remember we did Botox and there was someone that was doing butt implants with concrete. Remember that we had
yes,
that.
I saw it. They're misshapen. Yeah.
They were pumping concrete into women's butts who were going to a Motel 6 to get this done.
That is awful.
It's like you didn't think something was going to be wrong. Anyway, you can go look at pictures where they went from bitch face to not.
Is it a lot better?
I don't think. Really. So this is just one more thing that women should have to do that men don't have to do because people don't like when women look like bitches. If we look too serious, which is what resting bitch face is, or if we're thinking and not focusing on being up and happy and tap dancing for everyone, then we look like bitches. So we should now get plastic surgery. If you're going to do this shit, why don't you just tattoo across your big, stupid resting bitch forehead that you're an idiot?
Hi, I'm Christopher Titus. This is the Titus Podcast. That was Feminine Corner with Rachel Bradley.
Men have that
not
same
as
face,
exciting
though. They
as
make
Quilting Corner.
No, you
restless bitch man face.
We have douche bro face.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Oh, by the way, guys do that. Guys do that. That like mad dog face guys always like. I always feel bad for those guys because guys have the same thing. They walk around like they're tough guys or mean, and all those guys are like, dude, you're so afraid. I always look at those dudes and go, you are the most frightened human being on the planet. Walk around, you looking at bro?
Yeah, but you'll notice that we don't have a phrase for your face because it's okay.
You got douchebag. We call them douchebags, right?
There's no resting asshole face or whatever.
I think resting bitch face can go both ways, though. You can say that for a guy.
Bitch face, not really.
People say you have the worst.
She makes a good point.
I've been
there's
told
a standard that women are held to that are that is.
Yeah. I agree with that. But
if you but if you slept with us more, there would be no standard. We would say, do whatever you want.
No, it wouldn't. It hasn't worked in the Middle East.
They don't sleep with they actually are out homosexual experience with other guys.
Oh my gosh. No, you're
with the guy
property.
who shaved. I am not property. Don't you call me property. Don't you call me property ever again. I don't mind it. At least not in front of people.
I give up.
You can do it in the bedroom.
I've tried. A man says sex life is better than ever after having new penis surgically installed.
Of course it would.
I added this story right after that story because this is something maybe men should do.
He got a new
I'm
penis?
Confused.
For all the men.
Can you get
in fact, ladies, we should come up with a standard of what we think because this is what he was born with, just like women are born with our faces. So we should decide as a group what our minimum standard, flaccid and erect, is. And if you don't have that, you should go and get a new one surgically installed.
I think the good news is, what's the trade-in value on my penis, though? I hate dealing with
it depends on some factors.
I hate the deal.
Pretty good.
All right.
How much do you have invested?
Yeah, exactly. And is it paid off? And is it, but you still owe on it?
Yeah.
So
do they
that's
give
the
you
problem.
a tip
Is if you've started replacing penises and you wore one out, you'd be like, you know what? I'd like to get I'm gonna get a 2020. I want to get a 2020 penis, and because my 2016, little used it, had a couple good years.
Yeah.
But the new ones have they get over the air updates.
They get concrete in them too.
Wow, permanent Viagra. Think about that.
Wow.
That's
they had to invent a new kind of pant.
Yeah.
pant. One pant, two pant. Transgender businessman claims his sex life is better than ever after undergoing a double mastectomy and a penis construction. So he had his boobs cut off and added a penis.
Wait. Was it a guy that was a girl that went back to a guy? He was born a woman.
Rachel.
He was born a woman, and he went back. He went to a man.
He was ashamed of his body and other issues, and he would never let anyone see his genitals during intimacy, and even became suicidal.
So then he got a penis, and he's like, "Look at this, boys."
By the way, anyone, any gender, I don't recommend looking at yourself in the mirror. In
Yeah,
the
not
bathroom
naked.
for very long.
Naked, no.
I don't also recommend going to Lululemon dressing room with that lighting and trying on workout clothes. Suicidal. That happens.
There's a hard
time.
shadow in there. I'd rather go with soft light.
Lululemon, would you please get a lighting director to
soft
fix?
light.
Yeah, you know. By the way, there's no dressing room in the world where you go, oh, you know, like I walk in and I go, I'm 70. What happened?
Well, you know what? Like in makeup stores like Sephora, you know how that light makes you look so much better, and then you get that makeup home and you're like,
Yeah, you look like Groucho Marx.
You look like a transvestite.
Yes, at least I do.
You should take Sephora lighting and put it in women's clothing dressing rooms.
Here's what they don't realize: if they spend a little more time doing that, they would sell a lot more clothing. They would sell more. Then you'd get it home and you'd be like, "Oh God, what did I buy?"
I've had a couple emotional moments in dressing rooms before.
This happens to me with bathrooms at restaurants. I go, oh, we're not going to that place again with the bad lighting, right? Because you go in there to get ready to come back out and be like, oh, I'm going to be talkative. And you see yourself and you're like, oh, God, I look so stupid.
I gotta go. You just never go back to the table.
You come back out like,
Philip.
Yeah. But the good mirrors and the good bathrooms, you come out like, whoa, you know, you're all excited.
Please don't ever come out of a bathroom like that. Or do.
Him, like, woo, woo. Hey, what's up, people? Woo. I'm like, what just happened?
More appetizers, please.
More appetizers. And by the way, shrimp poppers for everybody. Did you see the mirror in that bathroom? Holy shit.
Did you see him? Because, you know, you're in the mirror because he's popping a lot. And he goes, and you're like, I'm going to be talkative. Is that what you say to yourself when you go to the bathroom?
You don't.
Talkative gunslinger.
You don't. But
you
when
have
leave...
social anxiety, don't you?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Actually, I don't. With people. That doesn't really bother me. Like
with
for
people?
me.
Who do you have it with?
Well, I'm just saying in general.
You know, he has being with himself too long.
That's
anxiety.
different. Yeah, that's different.
You put him in a room.
I see what you mean.
But put him in a room by himself. His brain starts to go.
But with other people.
I'll do anything in front of anyone. For a while, I did a show where I'd do dares. We did a YouTube show where I had to go up and do stuff to people. I was the only one that did it. I don't mind that stuff.
Go up to strangers. And
strangers,
you're fine with
sing
that.
to them. I've sang to strangers. I proposed to strangers. I've done anything. I'm not worried about that. It's self things.
It's myself that I can't.
By the way, we just found out we can use
Yeah.
Philip for more stuff now.
We need a dare show.
We do.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You take some. They can't.
And we'll use puppies. We will use puppies.
No, we will not use puppies. We will not use puppies. Okay, we can move on from this.
Sorry.
I started the story, but that was way more interesting.
Well, you got to wrap it up anyways.
I'm going to be talkative.
Where are we going to be next week? Not this week.
Male sex dolls are being introduced to the adult market, but they may be too heavy to handle.
Their actual size.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to have to be a woman with a male sex doll. You have to have fireman training.
Yeah.
So you
must lift 100 pounds.
Yeah. You gotta be able to crank a 160, 170 pound dude up the stairs.
I actually can't read this story. It's so gross.
All right, good. Where are we going to be?
I thought it was going to be a cute. It's not cute.
Where are we going to be next week?
There's a lot of words I don't like.
Where are we going to be next week?
I already told you. Hey, guys,
go.
you can come on down to Huntsville, stand up live. Not this Friday, not tonight. Next Friday, the 27th.
accent?
We're going to, hey, y'all. And then we're going to do 4 shows. We're going to do 2 tonight, 2 tomorrow, and then Sunday, we're going to go on. We're going to mosey on over to Birmingham to the Star Dome, and we're going to do the show there. Just one show, so you best get your tickets quick. Quick like.
Guys.
You guys should have heard how I used to talk.
Thank you. She used to talk like that. Thank you for listening to the Titus Podcast. Do me a favor. Do all you can to help climate change or we're all going to die. I'm going to leave it at that. For myself, Bombshell Ray, and PZE. Later.
Peace out.
Oh, shit.
Also, Chico El Rey Theater. Finally, we're going back on October 11th, the weekend after our birthdays. Fresno Tower Theater, Saturday the 12th. Sunday the 13th, Livermore, California, Bankhead Theater, October 13th. Come out to those shows.
Thanks for watching, guys. And thank you, by the way, the viewers of the podcast are getting pretty heavy duty in the Armageddon update. Thanks for watching. We will keep it going, I promise. Later.
Peace out.
Oh, shit.
There, we did it twice because she forgot the thing. All right. Everybody, this is Dennis again. If you want some cool automotive-themed clothing, go to CombustionSpeedwear.com or go to ChristopherTitus.com and get some amazing comedy specials. That's right, he got 8 of them. That's a lot. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week on the Titus Podcast Armageddon Update. Woohoo!